Technical difficulty. Say that again, Damon. What did you just say to me?
Said you don't get to be the host anymore. I was the host when you fell off the face of the earth for like 2 minutes, and then I became the host. And Caleb and I have already had a great show. So unfortunately, you missed it because Connor decided to have technical difficulties.
Yeah, my $75 a month that I paid the premium, paid almost double what my bill would be per month with CenturyLink to get better internet, has came back and slapped me in the ass. So if you're wondering if that actually gives you better internet service, it does not. And I am very verbal about that, very assertive. I would give it that it has been a tumultuous summer with my internet at CenturyLink. So
Stop using big.
You were telling me the other day. You were telling me the other day you liked being slapped on the ass, though.
Nice, Caleb. Good stuff. Fantastic for the racing show. It's a fabricated quote, blown out of proportion.
Is he wrong?
Anyways,
It's terrible.
so we were talking about Byron.
Yeah, William Byron. I'd slap him on the ass. He's going around 8.
Rudy Fugle already did that.
Oh, okay. Everything's taken care of. Everything's normal in the world again.
How about Willie B?
So at this point,
good
I
for
mean,
him. That guy's got to be the
this
championship
point is-
favorite, right?
Yeah, he's
That's
an
what I was
upper.
going to say.
Sorry, Caleb. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're all good. It's I would say that. I mean, obviously Larson's got to be a strong, vote for that as well. But other than that, I mean, it's mighty tough. I mean, Truex is 3 races outside the top 15, so it's not looking real great for him.
Truex is
Hamlin
plus 19.
Okay.
Yeah,
he
but
still
they
has
got
had
the point recently.
Oh, you're
Still
saying his
outside
last
the-
3 results. I'm sorry. I completely I don't know why I went to that. Now that makes way more sense. That's my bad.
Yeah, and Hamlin is going to do Hamlin things.
He's just so
who
hit or
knows?
miss.
Yeah,
Denny
so
Hamlin's so hit or miss.
it's going to be very interesting in the next couple weeks to see who is the front runner heading into Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who gets left out because after those 3 that we mentioned, so Byron, Larson, and Hamlin, would you guys put them in your final 4?
I would say so, and that's what we talked about. I think last week was you kind of go beyond that. It's like who.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at it's going to come down to, is Keselowski really made that big of a step this year? Is Chris Buescher for real from the same stable? What do we think of Bubba Wallace? Is there a Cinderella story to be had there? Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney are both solid, but they need big Talladegas. We've seen both of them have some success at Talladega. Busch hasn't won Talladega, has he?
He won the spring race there.
This year?
Kyle Busch won the spring race at Talladega.
I do this to myself way too many times, and I just forget like 3 races of the year. The Talladega one being one I forget is weird, but yeah, okay, I remember that now.
But look at the drivers that are left, like in the round of 12.
I just named half of them.
I understand, but look at who's left as far as what teams they're driving for the car. You take out Byron, Hamlin, obviously Bell, Truex, and Larson. But then you've got guys, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch driving an RCR car, Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher. I mean, you even throw Ross Chastain in there because of how new Trackhouse is. Like, those are teams that are, quite frankly, not competitive every single week. But here they are in the round of 12, and, Bubba was on the verge of punching a ticket to the round of 8. Chastain was in the Final 4 a year ago. Reddick has gotten some things figured out if he can find a way to get away from pit road woes. Like, Chris Buescher's won 3 damn races this year. No one thought that was a thing. Like, those are things that are just massive in the grand scheme of it. And so when you go down to the Final 4, it's easy for us to sit here and say it's, Hamlin, it's Byron, it's Larson, it's Truex, it's Bell. I'm still not out of the loop that I don't think one of those kind of guys fits in there. Doesn't it feel like it's destiny for Brad Keselowski to almost make it to a Final Four this year because of just how weird this has gone?
No, that's just
Well,
your
especially
inner
you think
Brad
about-
fan. Damon has this guy in the back of his head that anytime you're talking
Brad is
about
going
something
to Talladega.
that Brad
is going to
Keselowski
Talladega.
needs to be brought up, and he always will just insert him into whatever prediction. I mean, Knoxville Nationals comes around next year. Damon might say you can't count Brad Keselowski out. He's not in a car right now, but that doesn't mean he won't be in a car Wednesday.
This is scary. I don't like this.
You guys are back. My internet connection is unstable. I don't know what. Oh, did I? Okay, on my computer it's recording, and
Yeah,
I
you
never
could.
froze. So there. How's that thumbnail picture?
That's how you're.
Keep it there.
Like-
Keep it there. It was stuck there, but you were talking the whole time. No, Brad Keselowski is going to Talladega. Like, Brad is going to Talladega. He's won there 6 times in a car
is
that is really
insane.
fast. Like, he is
And
going.
here's the thing. You look at the Brad's beginning of the year, he got that penalty, and now you look and see, and it's like we threw the green flag for Texas, and RFK was second and third on the grid to start. Like it is definitely feasible that one of those guys. I mean, I would say it's probably going to be Buescher over Keselowski, but either one could go on to be in the Final Four.
You just think Brad going to Talladega, this is huge, man. Like, this is a big opportunity for Brad to get that monumental win.
Yeah, and it would be monumental
And
for them.
that would be.
Caleb, if you're talking, I'm going to stop talking. You just keep going. We're getting dangerously close to being canceled by YouTube. Acts of violence.
That's fine.
It was just so funny. You were like staring deep into our soul.
I do.
Talking and his voice, his mouth was like, ooh.
I had my buddy listen to. He watched our podcast we do for Fanatic on Tuesdays, and he goes, "Why do you keep finger gunning the camera?" And I guess a couple of times I went like that, like pointing or like moving my hands or something. I don't even know that I'm doing.
I believe it.
It's been
any other Texas?
Nothing more from Texas aside from we'll see how Bubba and Kyle rebound at Talladega. I had that written down on the sheet. But that's more of we're going to see how everyone rebounds at Talladega, and we know who's good, we know who's not. Maybe we'll do a prediction deal for that. But you wanted to talk a little about the NASCAR schedule, Caleb. It still isn't out. IndyCar beat NASCAR to the punch on it. NASCAR people don't know what to do to themselves. They've never seen a schedule come out, only 2 months before the season starts or 3 months, like we do in sprint car racing and travel more and 2 more races. Man, I'm really hating on the asphalt people on this show. My bad. But the NASCAR people are getting very unsettled because they're non-Bristol dirt, non-Chicagoland Speedway, potentially returning Brickyard 400 schedule has not been confirmed or put out yet.
Well, and so the very interesting thing is the NASCAR fans, of course, are up in a tizzy because normally we have the schedule by now.
And everyone's pissed off because Texas sucks.
Yeah, but they're, NASCAR fans, they're very much like, if if the schedule normally gets released on August 1st of every year, as soon as it's August 2nd, they're going to, throw a riot. So that's kind of how they be. But it sounds like, according to Door Bumper Clear, the schedule is being held up by Montreal. And that is what they're kind of...
The home of the Canadiens?
Yes, but here's the thing. They're waiting to see if they can make it fit together for essentially a cup race in Canada, and a small chance, if they couldn't have the cup race in Canada, there is a small chance that the replacement date for the cup race would be Iowa Speedway.
Fuck Canada.
No way.
Fuck Canada.
Close the border.
And so here's the...
I was going to put this clip out, but I don't know if I can after Damon said that. That might come off a little wrong.
Damon says, build the wall. So
Make it so those motors don't fit.
here's the other news along with that. It would essentially tag along. It sounds like there is a good chance for the Xfinity Series to return to Iowa next year, regardless. And
Who's your
I
sources?
really hope
Why are you
so.
being held hostage?
It's on Door Bumper Clear. That's
Yeah, do say where
what
you
I've
got it
heard.
from. Don't say it if it's just a source. Damon, don't pressure my guy to give out his sources on our show. What the hell are you?
I already said where it was
already
from
said
anyway.
his sources, dumbass. It's on the show.
Oh, okay. No, that's interesting to say the least. Yeah, I fucking hate Canada. They don't have any they haven't won a Stanley Cup in how long? Like, why are we going there? We don't need to go there.
Time out. Connor, shut up. Time
Yeah.
out. Who said that?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, so
Who said it? If
you
it
make
was
a very
if it was Freddie, it's not true. If it's Brett, I actually kind of believe it because Brett has a little bit closer touch to the marketing side of the industry than Freddie does.
we'll have to go look because honestly, it was right before I came on here that one of my friends told me he was listening to the podcast and
Oh, we're doing friend of a friend reporting. Okay. I have told
Yep.
people, listen to the show. We will tell you the rumors as much as we can, and more so than we will in a standard reporting type thing. But what an interesting rumor. I would do anything aside from allowing NASCAR to host a race weekend the same week as the Knoxville Nationals. That is not something I would give up. I would tell you to shove it if you tried to do that. Everything
so what was
else-
funny is this friend that brought this up actually had mentioned about like, oh, do the Sunday of Knoxville Nationals do a cup race at Iowa?
Who
And I was like,
mentioned that?
I was like, you understand.
Give
that
me
those
their number. I will
people-
call them live on the show. I just want to call them an idiot.
I was like, those people are gonna be way too drunk and way too tired.
Dude, we didn't get
Well,
done. We didn't get done with our work at the Knoxville Nationals till like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then we partied till 6:40. Like the sun was coming up.
Yep.
That's every Nationals. I'm not covering a cup race that Sunday. I mean, I will. We're gonna go do it. I'll be hammered while I'm there. But like you would have to be the dumbest
You and everybody
soul
else
in the world to think, oh, well, the Knoxville Nationals go on through Saturday so we can have a race on Sunday. That'd be so stupid. And the people would say, they'd tell you the same thing. And then you're just, at that point, you're just taking fans away from the Knoxville Nationals. That's all you're doing. So I think they'd be idiotic to even touch that date. I don't even want to see the race in August.
Let me throw this at you then.
Oh, don't throw something at me. I don't like it when you do this. Don't talk sense into me.
I know you just said you don't want to race in August, but what if you put it the week before the Nationals?
During the 360 Nationals that we're out every year? During the Capitani Classic? And you move
It's
the
on
Cappy? Yeah.
The Cup race on Sunday, the before the Knoxville Nationals.
It would be really cool if
You know how
they
double promotion you can get on that?
could do if that was like the date they picked out. This is how I would do it. And again, my friends at Knoxville, no logistics are going through my head here. I just put the gun to my head on the pod. Can I say that word? The G word? I don't know. I'm past everything at this point. If the 360s Nationals weekend was the deal, I would say run 360s Wednesday and Thursday, and then have Friday be NASCAR qualifying day. Have them do, your Friday night qualifying, everything to that. The tracks are like an hour apart from each other. I think the fans that would want to go down to one or the other while camping at the other one would absolutely do that and support it. And Saturday have the 360 Nationals, Sunday have the Cup race to Iowa. If you still want to have the Cappy, have it Monday or Tuesday, whatever night that Oski isn't running. And again, I understand that teams might not want to harm equipment like that. They're racing the whole week anyways. They're going to get their stuff ready. If they want an extra day, have them run Thursday of the 410 Nationals. I fixed everything for everybody. But damn, it's not hard to stay away from that event either if you're NASCAR. And I get what you guys are thinking with wanting that double promotion. I would love if we could work that out, but I know enough. I've seen this enough that NASCAR is not going to talk to Knoxville Raceway about their schedules and their happenings when they schedule.
Here's my deal, though. here's my deal with this, Connor, is the fact of we sit on here and preach about attendance, right? Like we preach attendance has to be good for these races to succeed. I'm a big proponent. I'm a big proponent of the Kansas Speedway. The one thing that sucks about the place is 2 dates, and it pulls fans because you can't afford to go to both. The nice thing is they're 2 completely different parts of the year, so there's more people that have the opportunity to go to both. But a track like when Pocono used to have a race in July and then turn around, or had a race in June and turn around and have a race in July, there's a reason that the place has only 1 date now. So here's an opportunity. If you can somehow muster up the ability to put the Iowa Speedway back on the schedule, you have it before what you claim to be the biggest race in motorsports that week before. You put the Iowa Speedway Cup race the week before the Knoxville Nationals, and you're going to draw double promotion because everybody's already in Central Iowa anyway.
Yeah. And you're right with that. Now, the one thing I will say is when we talk about attendance and stuff, I think more of my point is attendance everywhere is growing. And if you work with people around you, you're going to set yourself up for better things, right? We have seen NASCAR go to Road America, sell the place out, 100,000 people, and still not go back there. What they're doing to Road America right now, I said on the last episode, so I got a Facebook message. The listener was not too proud of what I said, of what NASCAR is doing to Road America. But you know what I said. And I stand, that it is what they're doing. So I don't even know if the crowd has to do with it. If it's not seen on television, where obviously, Road America is a road course. Maybe that was part of it, that you couldn't see the crowd in a big grandstand at one point. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever it takes to get a cup race to Iowa Speedway, I will do just about anything in the world except for have it the second Sunday in August.
It's not the being seen on TV thing. It's the money coming in through the gate.
For sure.
Like that's what's holding a lot of this attendance stuff up.
What I'm saying is, like, we've seen it work and it still didn't work. It didn't work well enough for them to go back to Road America. So what does that tell me?
That's because they wanted that stupid street course.
You can't say that that's the reason, though. And I'm going to do that with the IndyCar thing in a second. But that is a road course they brought on the schedule, but the Indy road course is just as vulnerable as that place is. I would have rather taken the Indy road course off than Road America for selling one out.
You're gonna take your series out of Indianapolis?
Yeah, because they should be on the Brickyard anyways. I don't want to. That road course is an average road course at best.
Shut up and back up. You're going to take your national series off of the Mecca of Motorsports.
Yeah, they didn't.
Regardless what they use it for.
It's not like they did it. It's not like they set it up to a weekend where USAC was having Indiana Midget Week or something, and it ended on Sunday. Everyone going to the NASCAR race. It's not like they worked with any of the dirt tracks there or anything. Like, that race was not important to me, and I'd much rather have seen Road America and the fans that actually go and support it than the people. And no disrespect for the people in Indianapolis, amped for the BC 39 this week, but there's nothing about that was special. We're having a meaningless debate on what track we should take off the schedule for Road America to stay on it, while also exploring that we want Iowa on the schedule as a possibility for next year. I think we've overstayed our welcome on this topic, Damon.
No, you have.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's just my fault. Take it away from Kansas.
Moving on.
So one thing I got to say is we transition. I will say it is funny.
Wait, we did?
What?
We are now. Shut up.
Oh, you're talking about the other. Okay, gotcha. The verb. My bad.
Well, the segue is now ruined. Smooth transition ruined. But one thing that I find interesting is, we do have that deal where the NASCAR schedule the last couple of years has kind of been having this exodus from the Midwest. And you look at the IndyCar schedule, and they're doubling down on the Midwest. I was just talking with Josh and my roommate today, and I was like, I could easily do half the IndyCar schedule within 8 hours of my house. And, something. So as we get into the IndyCar schedule, Connor mentioned no Texas for next year. They're saying because of scheduling conflict. I'm going to guess it's because they're moving the Texas race into the spring and
It's already in the
shuffling
spring.
that.
You're talking about the
Wait.
IndyCar race? NASCAR race, I mean.
The Cup race.
Gotcha.
The Cup race. Man.
Okay. Well, you got to specify that.
Well, everybody else figured it out.
That is fair. I am yeah, it takes me some time.
But anywho, so they're citing a scheduling conflict, and my one hope is that it will be on the schedule in 2025. The rumblings are there that they're going to turn Texas into the same thing that they turned Atlanta into.
And don't put the IndyCars back there.
No, but I really hope not, just because one, we don't need another track like that, and two, you're going to ruin a fantastic track for IndyCar. So no Texas. Iowa Speedway has 2 dates once again.
Can I do my Texas rant?
Go for it.
I just don't want to have to go back and forth. The people, I don't want to screw their minds up. I already do that enough. So part of the thing about no Texas is that they couldn't find another date from it. And part of that is they have to take this big break late in the season for the freaking Olympics. And you know what? If there's one thing I hate more than Canada, it's the damn Olympics. If Damon wants to say like, well, we had the Olympic break and that's why we couldn't race at Texas, then screw the Olympics, get rid of them. Don't want to see it ever again. They can keep competing. Don't really care. God damn, it is like the worst 3 weeks on television. Everyone just wants to talk about that on TV, and it's all these sports that you don't otherwise watch.
Listen, I watch curling, bitch.
I would watch 27 races in a row every day for IndyCar at Texas.
Is your opinion going to change down the road when they add motorsports to the Olympics?
I mean, it would be exciting. I wish they would. Yeah, it would change for motorsports. I would have to go watch it. It would be my job to watch it. But
so you need to watch speed skating. It's basically motorsports.
I love speed skating. Apollo Anton Ono is awesome. It's like racing, but they're on skates. It's like hockey, but it's a race. I get it. It's cool. But when's the National College Speed Skating Championship? Do you know when that is? No? Are you guys watching the big curling match this
Damon
weekend?
did freeze now.
No? I hope Damon actually is from that. This is the best. Oh man! Shout out to CenturyLink and Media. Appreciate you guys for always giving us the best signals ever. But yeah.
All right, are you done with your Olympic?
Yeah, it's top 5. I already said my piece. It's top 5 races of the year.
Nope, still going.
Past 2 years, and I just hate that it's not on there. Okay, 2 races at Iowa. Caleb, take it away.
2 races at Iowa. Saturday night race is back, so that'll be fun.
Massive win, massive W.
One thing that they've got me on, and I wasn't super sold on, but one thing they've got me on is there's been 2 times in the last couple of weeks I've been like, man, I can't wait to see what concerts they're going to announce for that weekend. So what they're doing is working, because it's got me. But
hell yeah, that's good. You were one of their biggest critics because you thought the ticket prices were too far up there, and then Formula One said, no, hold my beer.
But here's the thing. How much did I pay for tickets this year, Connor?
I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you almost had to.
I was just thinking, like, you were just there with us. What do you mean? I don't know what you paid. You didn't tell me.
You almost had to pay for tickets.
We are very gracious for the people at IndyCar for allowing us to do for that weekend and make it a crown jewel, a special event. We're going to do it a bit again in 2024. And if we do it, when we do it, I promise you we will have the Kings Royal up on Dirt Vision or whoever is broadcasting it, whatever weekend that race is. If it is that Saturday night, we'll have it up. We'll have a big party in the campgrounds at Iowa Speedway because we're going to support that track first before we support anything else, because it was so close to losing it. It's right in our backyard. And it is an IndyCar crown jewel. It's about time we started treating it like one. Or 2, I guess.
Also, in addition, Milwaukee Mile is back, and they are also getting 2 days. So that's good. When I first started getting into IndyCar, the Milwaukee Fest was a big thing, and that was they really, made it a big event. It was, kind of like a mini how Iowa Speedway, the thing they've got going on now, but they worked with it with the state fair and everything. And so I'm super excited. They've got 2 dates, another oval, and it's Milwaukee's just a great track too. So that's a big dub for the Midwest as well as the oval fans, and just a good track for IndyCar to be at.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I'm excited about Milwaukee. Two races in the same weekend are kind of tough to sell. Iowa Speedway, I have said this before on here, is the best asphalt racing and track combination in the world. It does not get better than that. So it's really easy for me to look at that and go, yeah, two's fine. Whether it works at Milwaukee or not, what they do around the race to create an event and not just a race, that's a big proponent for IndyCar. I know that's not anything you guys aren't used to hearing, especially those that watch Iowa State sports and have followed us along with that stuff. But I'm excited to see what they're able to do. One other negative, sorry to bring up so many on this show. I've been pessimistic tonight. It is Monday, so that apologies on me. And CenturyLink, they should shoulder some of the blame. But only 9 races are going to be televised live on NBC. I think that's a total loss for IndyCar comparatively to what the schedule has been the last 2 seasons. I love the TV deal. Now it's just it's a meh TV deal. I hope the fan base grows. I hope we keep delivering a screaming home run grand slam number for the Indy 500, and that race only continues to get bigger. But man, I wish we could watch 17 races on NBC rather than, I think 9 is the number this year. And one is that Thermal Club All-Star race that they're doing.
I was just going to bring that up. So they're not having it during the off season, but it is kind of a funky start to the schedule. They have their opener, and then what is it, 1 or 2 weeks after they go to the Thermal Club for a exhibition million to win race, and then they've got a month gap in there before the next race. So that's going to be kind of funky, but IndyCar fans know that that's not unheard of. That's kind of been the status quo for them the last several years.
Yeah, we used to shoulder that big month break and put Texas in the middle of the 2 weeks there and kind of shoulder that a little bit. But now we don't have that, do we? Sorry, that was for you guys to go off and sound out. I was looking for the exact schedule because I was an idiot and didn't pull it from my bookmarks because I didn't bookmark it like I should have. But we're working on it. I just hate in a world where you guys got to quit laughing at me when I'm trying to figure out what.
Well, your speaker keeps going in and out, or your microphone keeps going in and out. So
Is that better?
Nope.
It's not better.
Now
it's fine.
Okay, we're not touching anything. Think we're good?
Sure. Yeah, for now.
Solid. Hell yeah. I think the cord was loose a little bit. But yeah, they've said since Roger Penske purchased the series and took it over that we wanted to get more ovals on the schedule. And so far we have moved away from that. So I hate that. I hate the month break there. I think it's closer to a month still. The 4-week break we have to go after Toronto between there and St. Louis. And obviously Milwaukee being that late in the schedule and being on that first college football weekend, I'd rather have it be any other weekend than that, but it'll be cool to see that doubleheader late, a doubleheader at an oval late in the championship. Dare I say it's going to be Newgarden against Alex Palou. You guys can both talk now.
I was just waving at Damon.
Connor, remind me again, is the Milwaukee Mile an oval?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say it wasn't? What?
No, you said that the series is moving away from ovals, but proceeds to add 2 ovals to the schedule.
What do you mean add 2 ovals?
It added.
It's a net gain of 1. If you get rid of the Texas race, it's still a net gain of 1.
They took 1 away to add. They're going to the same amount of oval tracks.
But they're not moving away from ovals. They're adding more.
No, you're still gaining one. If you
You gain
add
one oval race, you're going to the same amount of oval facilities, and if it's at the expense of a one that is already good, then I'm excited for Milwaukee. I hate it for
it's not
Texas.
at the expense though. It's unrelated.
Okay, I want it like 2009, where they went to 6 ovals, 6 road courses, 6 street courses, or 7s across the board, whatever you want to do, and then add Indy with it. I want it
Okay, let me
equally
ask you
distributed.
this at this point though.
I get it, but more ovals
oval
is more ovals.
add?
Less same amount of facilities in one more race. If it picks up by one every year, then so be it. But
what ovals do you go? Well, like name 3
Richmond,
ovals.
Dover, New Hampshire, Homestead. Is that good? That was 4.
Richmond. We've been there, done that. It wasn't that great.
You haven't seen it with the current package. That's like the new aero package that IndyCar, the amount of oval aero packages they've had from today since 2014 is like 3 or 4.
Dover seems like a bad idea.
Why?
Dover seems like a bad idea.
I think they've made these cars as safe as they could possibly make them in today's age.
What do you say, Damon?
It's a bad idea.
Thank you. Me and Damon are just tonight. It's a bad idea. That's like you might as well take them to Bristol. Like, what are you do?
It's a high bank oval to get someone's going to get obliterated there.
Someone is going to fly up into. I mean, that's a bad idea.
I'm
I will agree.
I'm not smart enough to sit here and counterpoint it, but I would say the aero screen has made these cars way safer, as has all of the developments they've had.
It doesn't keep the car inside the stadium, though.
All right, bet. Take them to Daytona. We got the aero screen.
How in the hell did you jump to that?
It's the other D track on the schedule.
Jesus.
They sound the same.
We got the aero screen. Take them to Daytona. It's fine.
I know, my buddy Chad's going to be listening. He wants IndyCar back at Pocono. He's leading the contingent of fans at Pocono that want to see IndyCar back there. I don't know if I'm fully on that board because of your concerns, but Dover is not at all like that. And I don't know.
It's too. Those cars will go way too fast there. I'll agree with you on the New Hampshire, and I'd love to see Homestead. Yeah, Homestead I think is a good one too.
You like Homestead but not Dover? Homestead's bigger than Dover.
That's not. That's not.
It's not even the same thing.
It's not about size.
Damon, your face isn't moving until you get better connection, right?
You wouldn't want to take them to Bristol either.
And
guess what? Bristol is smaller than New Hampshire, but we wouldn't want to take them to Bristol.
You wouldn't want to take them to Bristol. Never mind. I don't think I'm going to find.
Connor wants IndyCars on Bristol dirt.
I do. That'd be awesome. Get some big, beefy dirt tires that raise the car off the ground a little bit. That'd be cool. Just put some BKT Monster Jam tires on them. See what everyone comes up with.
Connor, listen. It's about banking. It's not about the size of the facility.
I completely get what you're saying. I don't think they'd. I think they could. I think they could compete at Dover fine. I just disagree with you on that, and I'm not smart enough to be able to be like, yeah, the banking's 32 degrees instead of 17, and this is why they would succeed there. I don't know the background, but you told me to throw out some tracks. I'd throw Phoenix in there too. Kansas and Vegas are obviously like probably not. But there's still other asphalt tracks around the country that go find one. Go find one, build a cool event. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, it would be nice to see them do. Oh God, I just lost my train of thought. Phoenix would be a good one. If we're on Connor's, take them to like Winchester.
Don't they have like the high fucking banks too? They got higher banks than Dover.
Take them to Oxford Plains. Yeah.
You know what? Put them in Jack Trice Stadium. Shut everybody up, and boom, we're gonna have a good race there. Just on that little track outside that could probably fit like one IndyCar wide. Put them there.
I wish they would do Nashville Super Speedway instead of the street circuit, but
I do too, but I'm
Yeah,
excited. That's going to be their season finale next year. I'm excited to see what they kind of promote with that event because they're changing a bunch of stuff up. It's going to be a completely different look to the course. And yeah, that's going to be a kick-ass race. Just mark my words. They're not going to have a flub for their season finale.
and I feel like that is a thing where like you go to the Laguna Seca last year and it didn't feel any extra special. Like it just kind of felt like we were just there for a race.
The
And
only cool part of Laguna Seca is that everyone and their brother played it on Gran Turismo on the PlayStation 2, and that's it. That's
that has
how
nothing
everyone
to
knows
do
what it
with
is. Oh, don't even like complain about me saying that. That is the extent of that track's.
it doesn't make the IndyCar finale special.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't make it any special.
But I
I
feel
was
like being
agreeing
in
with you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I feel like being in Nashville, I feel like yeah, you could make it, a big special deal. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of what they're able to do, and yeah, hopefully, going forward, we can get Texas back, and I mean, I feel at that point, then if you add in one, maybe two more ovals, I think you're fairly balanced after that.
I agree. Damon?
That's fair. I would like to see him run Phoenix. I think that would be a cool facility. I think New Hampshire would be also a cool race to add if they want to add another place. Texas has put on some great races here as of late, and so
Elite.
that does suck to see it go. But really, really would like to see them go to one of those type of facilities and see how they can continue to grow on the oval side of things. The other thing is they kind of bring along some newer tracks. Like, they can bring along some newer tracks as well, but there's not a whole lot that's out there that hasn't been tapped into. Just curious to see how that goes. And maybe I know it's probably far out in left field. Chicagoland would be cool to see them eventually get back to. It's the thing that we're talking about with Vegas and Kansas.
There are some rumblings on Twitter. So unchecked. This isn't. Don't read too much into this. I saw a dude tweet that Texas was selling. There was a website and it was live last night. I went up. I wasn't going to buy tickets because I didn't want to go to the hassle of trying to refund them. But I went to the link of whoever was selling those tickets to the quote unquote 2024 Texas IndyCar race, and I got up to the purchase these and put your card information in screen. So things on the internet turn out false sometimes, but I heard that NASCAR is looking at keeping the street race at Chicago on the 2024 schedule. And they want that whole contract was always set up to be 3 years. So I don't know what that would mean for 2025. But I have heard the tease of the return of Chicagoland, the oval, the actual racetrack, at some point. Now, whether it comes to fruition or not, we've seen NASCAR buy tracks, hold on to them, not let anyone else buy them, and they still don't race there. And they opt to maybe race in Canada anyway. Well, fuck that. We want Iowa and Chicago back. So, and I'd love to keep the Chicago street race, have a, back-to-back weekends, have them all stay there and party in Chicago. Be cool.
Well, and it sounds, the contract was for 3 years, but it sounds like the city does not want them back. So more than likely, it could probably be a deal where they work something out.
That's what everyone says. But every time the mayor, I don't know why the mayor has so much pull in Chicago and nowhere else that these mayors have any pull at all. But every time they get in front of a press conference that's hosted by NASCAR, and I get who's hosting it, I get who the mayor is, or who I don't get who the mayor is, I should say. They had an election like in the middle of it, and then there's like conflicting back and forth. I don't even know what side of the political table it falls on, or if it's a bipartisan issue that no one knows what to do with. But every time some political dude is talking or girl on their press conferences, they say good things about NASCAR. They say people came in to the city, people saw businesses they weren't otherwise going to see. So I don't know where the narrative comes from that the city doesn't want it, but I hear it just as much as you do, Caleb. So that's all I wanted to say on that.
So, I mean, it's possible that they figure something out for like next year, and from there, then they kind of mutually agree to be like, okay, well, we'll move it to Joliet and do that. So, that's kind of what the rumblings are, and we'll have to see what happens.
All right, are we solid? Good podcast, fellas. Damon was kind of a douchebag, but everyone else was fantastic.
Hey, I don't get to be on here too often, but I enjoy taking full advantage.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate y'all for listening, and thanks again to the Karl Auto Group. If you go elsewhere to get your car, what Caleb is pointing at you on the screen, you're gonna have to deal with it. That's all. This has been the Always Race Day podcast presented by the Karl Auto Group. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you later this week.